Michael Elliott.
The Mike Elliott Show.
Michael Elliott Show.
The Michael Elliott Show.
The Michael Elliott Show.
Listen to Michael Elliott.
It's the Michael Elliott Show.
Thank you for tuning in to the Michael Elliott Show.
Help us grow this show. Like, subscribe, and comment.
Welcome to the Michael Elliott Show. We down here in Las Vegas where everybody want to be at. And y'all know this is all about Vegas. And we talk about what happens in Vegas, what you did in Vegas, when you was here, and when you was leaving. We want to know all of the stories ins and out. And I am the man to bring it out. That's me, Michael Elliott. We got my man Twix in the building.
Hey.
Yeah. Now, if y'all don't know about Twix, we finna give y'all a little bit from the beginning to the end. You know, I've been knowing Twix for a real long time, and I've always called him my little brother. You know what I mean? And he's always called me big brother. I always felt special. But we want to get this out. You know, I was working in this parking lot one day, right? And there was these MMA fighters come through there, and so I wound up having to tow their car. You remember that, right?
Yeah.
So the cats, you know, I take them to go get their car back for free. I took them to go get their car back for free. All the way they filming me. And I'll never forget because Twix had a barbershop in the parking lot, you know. So the dude, you know, he created conflict. And I whooped him so bad, you know what I'm saying? He never even touched me. He never even hit me. I mean, it was like, this was like 10 years ago, but he never touched me. And I was popping him, bing, 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 right? And so after that was over with, I seen Twix at the barbershop. Twix said, man, what happened?
Right.
I said, man, the dude, I tried to warn him, you know what I mean? Tried to warn him, but then, you know how these youngsters, these new breeds is.
You got to protect yourself.
You got to protect yourself.
You know?
Yeah.
That's what I love because for those who don't know you, I'm like, they don't know. Like, you actually know martial arts.
Yes.
You know the real martial arts. You know how to defend yourself.
Yes.
And because of that, same way as my son, it makes you even more humble.
It makes you more humble.
You know, because
And
you know
people
what you
don't
can
respect that
do, so
humble.
you don't want to do it.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Because I already know, even when I was a kid, I was always thinking like that.
Yes, sir.
But yeah, man, we got my man Twix in the building, one of my favorite guys of all time. I'm pretty sure he's probably over 50% of the people in our circle, you know, favorite guy, you know, one of, you know, in the top.
Thank you.
So man, listen,
Yes, sir.
you know, you grew up in Northtown.
Yes, sir.
And you rep Northtown constantly.
Yes, sir.
Your older brother, is he a great inspiration for you to be motivated to make things happen the way you've been doing over the past 15 years?
Thank you for that. Yes, my older brother, Alvin LaRon Taylor, aka Prop, rest in peace. He was a big part of my life.
Yeah.
You know, he was my hero. You know, and my father was there, and I looked up to my father too. But there's two different type of men. So with my father, it was like I had this great example of this black man who's professional, who's on his business. Then I have a great example of this younger black man who's a teenager who could rap, could dance, cut hair, beatbox. He could do everything. He was a real Renaissance man, you know. And because of that, and because his popularity, we had a popular house. My sister Alicia Taylor was always popular. My brother was popular.
So I heard something about your sister being one of the first girls to rap or something. Something like that. Was that it?
She's one of the first
In
females
Vegas.
to rap in Vegas that had an actual record. You know what I mean?
Right.
That I know of
Yeah.
on record. You know, where she had recordings on records. She was the first one that we know of in Las Vegas.
So Prop, you know what I'm saying? When they took him away from us, what how did that take place? I mean, like what was that?
Got you. So my brother, he served in the Marines, Desert Storms. He came back from the Marines, and he was dealing with PTSD. You know, back then we didn't call it PTSD; we called it tripping.
Right.
We was like, oh, he's tripping.
Right.
But we didn't know that he really needed real mental help. You know, because dealing with real war, especially as a Marine.
Right. And a young fella.
At a young fella, and then you come back, and then you're back to America where they tell you to act like this, but you was literally in war. It's a hard way to kind of like get yourself settled back in regular day-to-day life. And now I see a lot of Marines and veterans in general have a hard time for that coming back to so-called normal life.
Right.
And technically, I just put it together without going too far on it. People in the military learn a structured life. Right. They get up at a certain time. They do all these tasks, and they work as a unit. Right. Humanly, right, in our genes, we're made to work together.
Right.
So now they get this feeling of togetherness of a group of
Yeah, I
their
understand
tribe,
that. Right,
a tribal
right.
group. Then they come back to America to where people are not saying what they believe in. People are late. There's no camaraderie. And a lot of times we look at them like they're out of touch, but technically a lot of us are out of touch with having that group sensibility that they have.
Right.
So I do want to acknowledge that I just put that together, why it's so hard for a lot of veterans to feel like it's hard for them to get back to regular life.
Yeah, because they've been trained.
Yeah.
That's almost like being trained to walk.
Right. And now you come back, everybody's skipping. But you've
Right.
been walking this last 4 years or 10 years or 20 years, right? So with that, my brother came back, dealing with a lot of PTSD situations. He went to jail. I remember when he went to jail for the last time, I had a conversation with him where I told him the truth and told him how at that moment, I'm like, right now you're failing. You're failing in life. We was raised better than that. We was raised by our mom and dad better than that. I'm looking at your sons right now because they was babies. I'm looking at your sons right now. You're in jail.
Look just like him.
Just like him. And my brother said this on the phone. I thought my brother was going to trip on me, and I'm preparing for when he gets out of jail for us to whatever we do.
Right.
Because I'm not scared. He's not scared. He raised me that way, right? But my brother said, "You're right." He said, "When I come back, I'm going to change my life. And I'm going to show you." He said, "I'm not going to say nothing else." And I said, "Okay, I hope so." We hung the phone up. I haven't talked to him since because he got murdered literally. When they released him out of jail, he got murdered an hour less than he got released.
No shit.
He was still downtown. My brother was still downtown. You know how the bus drops people off downtown?
Yeah, yeah.
They dropped my brother off downtown. He went to the Plaza Hotel, saw one of his friends from North Las Vegas. Was like, "Oh, what's up, Prop?" They allegedly walked to some person's house to call my mom to pick him up. On the way walking to that person's house or apartment, they walked by some gentlemen who said something to my brother. My brother turned around, said something back to them, and they kept walking, and they ended up shooting my brother in the back 5 times.
Yeah, I remember that in the back thing. I
Yeah,
remember
shot him in the
that.
back
Yeah.
5 times. A gentleman with him, he didn't get shot. I didn't want him to get shot, but he didn't get shot, and he tried to tell the police what happened. The police wouldn't listen to him. And there was another person, because he was a gang member or whatever, so the police wouldn't listen to him. And there's another woman that I hear who saw what happened, and she told the police, but because she was a drug user, they said they can't take any information from a drug user. So his case got shut down like 2 times. So it's still an unsolved mystery.
So from that incident, you kind of you took on this role, and you use that for inspiration.
Yes, sir.
Because a lot of people would go find the killer. A lot of people would antagonize the person, or they would at least But to move forward and to be as successful as you've been, I know that you loved your brother, and that was your heart. You know
Yes,
what I
sir.
mean?
Yes, sir.
And I remember we would drive through Northtown and stuff like that, going through Wrigley Stage and all of that kind of stuff. But he he gave you great inspiration,
Thank you.
and you've done well with it.
Thank you.
So you started rapping and doing whatever you was doing. you was staying in the mix.
Yes, sir.
What was all like? You wanted to be the rapper. You wanted to really put that out there. And
Yeah, so I wanted to be first I wanted to be a wrestler. So I love wrestling. That's a wrestler as a
Right.
kid. That's a wrestler. The North Las Vegas Recreation Center.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I learned how to wrestle there.
Northtown Rec.
Right.
Northtown.
So I always knew how to
Rec.
fight. You know what I mean? And I loved fighting.
Right.
Right.
Aggressive.
Aggressive. You know,
Yeah.
let's go. My
Yeah.
brother made me fight every day. He made me
Right.
fight every day. He would like beat me up, but
Right.
he was training me for this day right now to where I'm not scared anymore.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
But when I started rapping in second grade,
Most of Northtown dudes get that method of not. You could walk and the devil could run right in your face. You
You're
ain't
scared.
blinking. You
Right.
ain't doing none of that.
Right. Right. That's what it is.
That's
You
the
know,
way it
that's
is.
our
That's-
thing.
yeah,
You know,
that's our
everybody
thing.
has their thing. That's our thing, not being scared.
Yeah.
Right. Standing tall in what we believe
Right.
in North Las Vegas. Right. So when I started rapping in second grade, I was expressing to a man earlier, there wasn't any kids my age who could rap. So in second grade, the closest person to me who could rap against me, my friend Chill, who's in 8th grade.
Right.
So I rap against Chill. You know what I mean?
And you-
As a second,
right.
third
Second
grader,
or third grader,
because nobody could rap my age. So by the time I got to my teenage years, I was well advanced more than kids who just started rapping because I've been rapping. Like when I met you, I was a youngster.
You was a
But
youngster.
I've been rapping.
And the guy who was named the best rapper in Vegas,
Mm-hmm.
everybody knows was Fortune. You know what I'm saying? At that time, they
Yeah.
were saying Fortune was the
He's a
best
legend,
rapper.
yeah.
He went out and proved himself. And for him to validate,
That's awesome.
he hard. For him to validate you was hard from over at the Sammy Davis
Junior,
Pavilion.
yeah, at Lorenzi Park.
At Lorenzi Park. And he said, that dude there got it. So, we would always kind of wait for what you did. And, then you pretty much started running the Ice House.
Yes, sir.
Let's talk about the Ice
Yes,
House,
sir.
man. People love the Ice House.
Ice
I mean,
House.
that's been like the biggest, like the biggest name that would always come back. And people would say, that was the spot.
Ice House was the spot.
Yeah.
It was. Because before then it was the Hop. The Hop was something
The Hop
special
was
too.
something special.
But the Ice House had a longer time span.
Yeah.
And it was more diverse.
Yeah.
You could have jazz there, hip hop, spoken word. Shout out to T Wade and DJ Slim. They're the first people to ever promote the word neo soul. Now it's normal. But it was new then. Neo Soul Thursdays.
Absolutely.
Shout out to T Wade. T Wade is the one who actually got me to come to the Ice House because I've been doing parties. Let's backtrack. I started rapping in 2nd grade.
Right.
I started doing parties in 4th grade. I got paid to be the DJ at CC Cox my 4th grade year.
So it was just in you to be that dude.
It was just in me and my brother, watching my brother and sister. They always rapped and danced
Right.
and performed. So I didn't look at myself as an anomaly or something like that. I'm looking at myself as I'm doing what they do. So it was normal to me to do these things and all these activities, right? And in 6th grade, I started cutting hair. So I'm rapping, cutting hair, dancing, producing. I'm doing all these at a young age.
You had your money.
At a young age.
At a young
Assigned to a record label in 8th grade to Empire Records.
Right.
With Freddie Empire in 8th grade. Writing for
Absolutely.
adults.
Yeah, right.
So with that, when I started doing the Ice
Man,
House,
did you ever see Freddie's gun case?
I never seen it. But his minks, the reason I would wear all those minks in jewelry was because of Freddie Empire.
Is that right?
Because he would come to the studio session with a different color mink and a different piece of jewelry
Man,
every session.
Freddie Empire, he got. You want to go to war with him? I don't think so.
I could believe it.
He got 2 gun cases
I could believe
filled
it.
up.
I could believe it.
I was like,
Shout
and
out
he's
to
showing
Freddie.
me all this, you know what I'm saying? And I wasn't even an artist on the label. We just was on trying to do I'm trying to do business with him.
Right.
You know what I mean? I was always on.
Always
you know,
businessman, yeah.
I've had artists that, I could have said, hey, hook him up with Freddie. But I was like, no. But I was with on a different thing. And he just said, hey, man, look at this. I don't know if he felt intimidated. Let me know, man. Look, you see this?
Because he never showed me his gun.
Right. So
I see that all but this
yeah, it was in his bedroom, and it was like crazy, man. And all of the weapons he had, the firepower, the ammunition, and everything.
And you know what I like about Freddie too is I love that every time I went to Freddie's house, he was getting his cars detailed. That was just so smooth. A lot of things I emulated in life came from certain people.
Absolutely.
I'm like, when I get to that point, I end up buying a Mercedes-Benz because of him.
Right.
Because he had the S500 presidential windows.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
I
yeah.
bought the exact same car.
Right. I actually had the same car.
Because I wanted it. I'm like, man, Freddie had that.
Yeah.
So it meant something. So because of that, I do know now, and even when I was younger, when I was mink coats and all the cars, I do know that a younger generation always looks at you.
Absolutely.
Right? Like the people your age usually won't give you your props until way later.
Yeah.
Right? Because they feel like it's a competition, which it shouldn't be. I don't compete against no man. Once you compete against men,
You
already
compete
lost.
against yourself. You just
Compete
get better
against
and
yourself.
better. You get better and better.
Every time.
Yeah.
Right? But the younger generation don't have that situation because they know you're older. So they don't look at you as competition. So they look up to you. So because of that, I make sure if someone looks up to me, I don't look down on them. I'll let them know, yeah, you could achieve this. You could do way more than this. Yeah, I had 6 barbershops. You can get 7.
Right.
I always up. Whatever they think that I did so good, I up it and let them know you could do way better. Because that's how evolution supposed to happen. You're supposed to be better than us. And that's the difference of a mentor and a detour. A real mentor like you're a mentor, right? That's why I call you big bro. I don't give everybody big bro because I know what my big bro stood for.
Absolutely.
So I don't say it to everyone.
Absolutely.
I'll say big homie, but big bro is rare to me because I know what my big brother
Hey,
means.
man, I accept that.
You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
real. That's real.
It's real. No
So-
doubt. No doubt.
That being said, when you have somebody who's a mentor, your mentor shall always speak of your future of being better than them. If they don't do that, it's a detour. Meaning that person just wants to keep you right there. But once you get to the point to where you'll pass them or surpass them in their mind, they just put you on detours.
Always.
A lot of times you won't know it because you got so much trust in your mentor, you don't know they're your detour. So I express to people, your mentor should be telling you and acknowledging and expressing to you, yeah, you'll do better than me. you should do better than me.
Right.
That's why Sweet Lou is my mentor now. Because when I was younger, at his birthday party, he had all the promoters around him. And he had a video camera, the professional video camera team there.
Right.
I never seen a black man at a party who had a professional production team there. Sweet Lou did that. And while he was recording the speech, and it's about me and the 7 other biggest promoters in Vegas, right? All grown, I'm the young one. Sweet Lou pointed to me and said, you know what, y'all? Twix right here gonna surpass all of us. When he said that, they looked at him and he said, seriously. He said he's gonna be a bigger promoter than all of us because he's here right now. He has the advantage to look at what we're doing, and he's humble and he's smart enough to take what we're doing.
And he knows he knows how to suck it in. He knows how to do that. I mean, everything you done, it just seemed like it ain't been no sweat.
Thank you.
You know what I mean?
But because I watched y'all though.
Right.
I expressed from earlier, you took me to one of the first studios I went to.
Absolutely.
David Bowie, didn't you?
Yeah.
You took me to the first studio that was in a house. I didn't know that was possible.
Right.
David Bowie took me to a studio that was at actual, brick and mortar.
Yeah.
You took me to a house studio that was yours.
Yeah, absolutely.
I didn't know that was possible. So when I got my house studio, I thought about you.
Right on.
See, that's what a real mentor
Man,
is.
that studio had so many good artists of Las Vegas that came through there. Mm-hmm. We had a couple of California guys that came by, but in Vegas, it was like, the Murderers Clique, Said Mac,
Yeah. Woo.
Fortune, you,
Man.
Nutcase, Act Nut.
Come on, man.
It was so many dudes that came through my studio, and I still got like a lot of the songs, I listen to them just for my, for me, you know what I'm saying? I might be in the car, coming home, might put that on and play it.
Right.
But, cause all of them good songs, and the first thing was quality, but man, you actually, you grew up in a nice neighborhood, but with rough guys that the gang thing came in right when you got like in junior high school. That kind of like came in real heavy.
Real heavy. Like
the
elementary to
drugs,
junior
selling
school.
dope
Yeah,
and
bad.
all of that kind of stuff came in there.
Yep.
And you navigated yourself to step over it or step around it.
Yeah.
When all the players in your next door to you, up the street from you, was selling dope, pimping, and that became like a stigma for y'all neighborhood. And then y'all had dudes over there knocking cats out, running around beating dudes
Bank
up.
robberies. About
Bank
9
robberies.
people went to jail for bank robberies.
Y'all had the low riders with Time Bomb and Tater Bug.
Yep.
You know what
right
I'm saying?
behind us. Yep. Pit
Yeah,
bulls.
right behind y'all. How did you walk a straight line?
You know what? I believe I was able just to take the good from everyone. And there's greatness in everyone, right? And there's a bad side too, right? Now, with that being said, I just feel like I learned at a young age to don't judge anyone. And that's very important. Because when you judge someone, you do 2 things. You deem them good or deem them bad. And once you do that, the ones you deem bad, you cut off from your thought process of society. So now you're only dealing with a certain amount of people in this world, right? To where me, I'm gonna use this for example to get to how I got there. When I was in like first grade, math was hard to me at first. I couldn't get it. And my dad was very methodical. My dad was like, Bob, how is math hard when it's only 9 numbers? He said, because 0 is the absence of a number. He said, all you gotta do is learn 9 things. And once you have those 9 things, you've mastered it. And because he said that, math became easy to me, right? And I mastered it. And if you master math, you can master money. That's what makes you successful with business, right? But with that, once he said that to me, I used that to correlate people's personalities because you only got 9 main personality traits. And then after that, you have about 36 personalities through the broad spectrum, right? So with that, all I have to do is talk to a person long enough to realize what type of personality this person is. Now I know how to communicate with them. So I don't deem you bad or good.
I believe it was probably Suge Knight or somebody along your journey you ran into, and it wasn't so pleasant. Was it Suge?
I've had a few situations. Not with Suge though. Keep talking. Not with Suge though. I've seen Suge.
We talked about something at in the bathroom at Mariposa, and you was telling me a story about.
Keep talking. I tell you.
One of the entertainers that was out popular, kind of, or maybe it was Mike Tyson.
The Mike Tyson one wasn't a bad story. It was a funny story, but I don't want to put him out there like that.
Right.
I like him, but
right.
Mike Tyson's real.
Right,
I'll put
absolutely.
that
No,
way.
I like
Mike
that.
Tyson's
Yeah, right,
real.
absolutely. Yeah. He understands. He knows.
He understands.
Yeah.
He has an understanding. I got a lot of. Here's the thing too. Me being a barber, I've cut a lot of celebrities' hair, right? So two things. When you cut celebrities, they talk to you, right? Even more, I cut a lot of their security. Securities know more than their wives, than anyone. Because security's with the celebrity all the time.
On every action.
So when you become a barber to where you're cutting a lot of celebrities, you're doing a lot of security. And
Give us a story about one celebrity, anything.
Okay, let me try to give a story to where I'm not putting too much information out there. That's why I stay solid with everybody, because they know when you come to Vegas and deal with Twix, Twix ain't talking about them.
Right.
And I know a lot.
Right,
But let me
right.
think of something I can say. Okay, let me think. I know a lot. They don't put nobody in an embarrassing situation.
Right. That's
Let
that
me see.
Vegas
I know,
stuff.
Yeah, it's that Vegas stuff. I know a lot. How about this? Nah, see, I can't even say that. I know. We got to do another podcast for that.
Yeah, we gotta do another
after
for
the
that.
election.
After- yeah, we
I
do
know.
that.
I know. I'm trying to think of something I can say that's like kid friendly, because everything is really wild. But long story short, when people come to Vegas, a lot of celebrities are scared of Vegas. A lot of people don't know that. They're really scared of. They'd rather be in Florida, LA, because Vegas is a place to where it's known to where if a person wants to get a person killed because of the mafia back in the day, that's where people got killed at, Las Vegas, right? And even in entertainment to this day, when it comes to even rappers and whatnot, their managers and the people who own their labels still know about the stigma of Las Vegas. So because of that, when they come out here, they really be scared and paranoid. So because of that, they have to reach out to someone in Vegas they know and trust. So because of that, I've always been the person, since I've been doing parties so long, that people know and trust.
Right.
So I'm in the trust bubble of a lot of celebrities. And I don't take pictures with them. I don't do any of that. You know, the worst thing you can do is ask to take a picture with a celebrity. Because now that celebrity knows
become a
that,
fan.
yeah, you're a fan. And they don't want that. Celebrities really want normalcy.
Absolutely.
So when you treat them regular, they like you. And when you ask for a picture or autograph, you kill it. So I don't ask for a picture. If I have a picture with a celebrity, they asked. Man, come on, take a picture with me, Twix. I'm like, all right. Then I take a picture. But I never ask. That's a good heads up for y'all to know.
That's something y'all should know.
Yeah.
Don't be bugging a celebrity.
Ever.
Let it come naturally.
Yep.
Let it
And
come
you're in
naturally.
Vegas. They're
You
happy
know,
to be
I
here.
always
They're happy to be in Vegas.
I've always had situations where, you know, I would be around a bunch of celebrities, you know what I'm saying? And they calling me Money Mike, but they don't even really know me. They money, you know what I'm saying? And things like that. But I'm carrying myself, you know, who I am.
Yeah.
And they recognize real. That's universal.
Every time.
You know, that never fails. So, you know, I've been around. I mean, there's times that I've talked to a celebrity that we just in conversation.
Right.
We ain't said nothing about their music.
Right.
We ain't said nothing about that. We had in a whole nother conversation.
Just like that.
Just like that.
Just like that.
Yeah.
And shout out to, you know, Kenny Redman's one of my clients, good friend. He connected me with a lot of celebrities, man.
Kenny Red.
Yep, with a lot of celebrities. Yeah.
Most of y'all that don't know Kenny Red, man, rest in peace. Kenny Red was the guy that was on
a lot of movies, HBO movies.
HBO
stuff
movies.
like that.
and so just look up Kenny Red. He'll come right up for you.
There you go.
You know what
Right.
I'm saying? Player.
Right.
You know. And so, you know, you started you know, you did your parties and you opened up your barbershops.
Yes, sir.
And how many shops you currently have open right now?
Currently, it's just 3 barbershops. I mean, it's 2 barbershops, 1 salon right now as we speak.
Okay.
At the peak, I had 6 barbershops and 5 salons. I got bought out from 3 of them, and then I got divorced, and
Okay.
then, you know, split something there.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So your son, he was boxing. And,
Yeah, so-
he's still boxing?
Yes, he's professional.
Man,
so is he undefeated still?
Is he? I remember he knocked his first fight. He knocked the guy with a body shot.
Yes, he did.
I
Second
watched
round.
that fight.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
yeah,
Yes, sir.
second round.
Shout out
And-
to my son. Man, let me shout out to all my kids. Let me start to the oldest,
Absolutely.
Elise. Shout out to my daughter, Elise. She's on her senior year at Parsons Fashion Institute in New
Okay.
York, in Manhattan. She just signed a deal with Tommy Hilfiger.
I just seen
Yep.
that. Yeah.
And another deal with, I want to say it wrong, Telfar. It's like the very first high-line, black-owned purse company that sells out in seconds.
Yeah.
Their purses are like Chanel's price. Oprah Winfrey rocks them. But my daughter's done 3 commercials with them. So shout out to my daughter Elise Taylor. My next is Izzy Taylor, who's a professional boxer, who's 21. He's undefeated, and he's also a licensed barber in Arizona and a licensed barber in Las Vegas. And he just signed to the new Team Combat League. This is their second year. It's a pay-per-view TV league to where it's city versus city. Matter of fact, you need to connect with them to represent the Vegas ringtone because they got
make it happen.
They got the Vegas boxing team.
Let's make it happen.
Yeah, we got to put that together.
Yeah.
So how it works is, so you guys know, because it's a good thing, it's city versus city, and they have 16 fighters from each city fight each other for 1 round each.
Okay.
From all the weight classes, and they always have 2 women boxers to fight each other.
Oh man, that's dope.
Right. So from
That's
phantom
dope.
weight to heavyweight. And
Just think, we was doing that, but it wasn't
In the
official.
neighborhoods,
In the neighborhoods, you know what I'm saying? We was doing it. They was going. Where y'all from? You from where? Okay, put the gloves on. We finna see what's going
Yep,
on. Yeah,
yep.
that's kind of how we settle things back in the days too.
So that's how you're doing it right now.
yeah.
Yep. And then my youngest son, Robert Taylor Jr., he's 15, turning 16, about to be a junior at Canyon Springs High School. He's on Teen Talk on 88.1.
Okay.
He's the high school yearbook photographer.
Okay.
And right now he's a freelance photographer in general.
Man, that kind of sound like my kids. I had a kid that was filming and doing all of that kind of stuff, and it's crazy. We just had a text going on, just me and my sons had, and he says something about his hands was freezing being out there in the cold filming.
That's that grind though.
Yes, that grind.
Like you always been a grinder, bro.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah,
you've always been a grinder.
I had decided that what I wanted to do automatically long time ago, and the main thing was I didn't want to have to suffer. I wanted to be able to keep getting money and continue having it and have it for a long time instead of draining myself or, getting down. So I figured that out a long time ago.
Right.
You watch people, they get to a certain peak, then they fall down.
Yep.
Or they just vanish out.
Yep.
Well, then they start struggling, and then they got to do something different. I was like, I'm not doing that.
Yep. And for those who haven't turned, what I've learned too is like when people hit the age of like around 40, if they're not doing what they want to do, then it's like you could always do something else.
We'd always do
Don't
something.
don't think that you can't try something new.
Right.
Like I don't know why when you was 5 years old, you weren't doing the same things when you were 10, were you?
No.
When you were 15 years old, you weren't doing the same things but why you think when you turn 21 years old, you got to just stay the same rest of your life? You don't learn anything new.
Right.
But
see, that's the stigma that most parents have put. The parents that's putting those kids out don't know.
right, 'cause
And
they're stuck in their thought process.
And so most of them trying to kick their kids out at 18. They trying to do that. And then when the kid get 18 in their head, they feel they got to go. Once they get out, they don't know nothing else.
Right.
What else can we achieve?
Right.
We working at a fast food joint, and we got a roommate
Yep.
just to keep our bills tight.
Yeah, we're kicking our babies out to be broke fast. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We're kicking our babies out on I'm an NPR nerd, so NPR there's like the average person moves out of their mom's house at age of 25. I was like, yeah, right. So I went on Facebook and I'm like, how old were you when you left your parents' house? Most of the men said 18, most of the women said 16 and 17. Then it hit me. I'm like, wait a minute. The majority of people on my Facebook and social media are black.
Right.
They're talking about people who are not black. And then I thought about HGTV. When you watch HGTV, you'll see a couple who've been living at their mom's house and they wait till they graduated college. And what they do, they move out to buy a house. So others, they move out of their parents' house when they're buying a house, to where we have been kicking our kids out at 18 years old to move in an apartment to be broke. So now we're all broke and nobody owns anything. Versus waiting until your child finishes a certain time of point in life to create a start, to have a career. And then when they move out, they buy a house. And that's where we got to break that chain. My nephew, Trey, he just moved out, but he knows though. He moved out at 23, but I said, don't move out till you buy a house. You know what I mean? But he's ended up moving out, but he knows the objective is to buy a house.
They be wanting to have their own.
But I'm like, that's not your own.
That's not strong because it ain't solid.
And it's not yours. Like, we got to stop playing around.
Yeah.
We got to stop giving people housewarming gifts when they don't own that house.
That's right.
Because we out here giving false presentations of what's happening.
Right.
Like, as a culture, we starting to celebrate proms more than we do weddings. Like, what is going on? What are we thinking about? We just want to celebrate so bad. No, let's celebrate real stuff. Let's celebrate
That's
that
real. That's
GPA.
real.
Let's celebrate success of this family.
You know, most guys, we got prison. We got guys get out. Hey man, I just got out, man. What you got for me? versus a person coming home from school, just graduated from college, just did 4 years, then you break them off automatically. They shouldn't even have to ask what you got for me.
Right.
Or to send somebody to a school and you put your money behind them or something like that.
Right.
But we spend more time spending hours on the curb with a bucket collecting money for a person that just got killed, that didn't have all their stuff together. And I mean, I'm not faulting anybody, but those are things that happen. It's just that's
and we
what
got to
happens.
think differently. We
Yeah,
do.
we gotta
We
think
have to be
differently.
intentional with our conversations, or if
Yeah.
not, we keep doing these conversations, man. Nothing's going to change.
Nothing.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We have to talk about
So
progression.
that's why it's good to be able to move and get in position to make things happen. You running for,
Council of North Las Vegas is Ward 2, City Council.
and that area covers.
That area covers the old old rectangle used to be Lake Mead to Craig, Pecos to Decatur. But they added more to Ward 2. So now if you live on Losey Road, if you live in that area, Losey Road, it goes all the way down to 215. So if you take one block to the left, one block to the right, and go down to 215, so it's shaped like a big L, like a mitten. So that's Ward 2.
So let's say you win,
Mm-hmm.
right? You don't have to give your plan, but what would you tell the people that is in you that you would deliver?
So got you. So my platform is community, commerce, and change, right? My platform is because I'm from the real community, right? And I believe in supporting the community. And I feel like so far the city council isn't that, they don't do that many things with the community and ask the community's opinion on things. So that's one, right? Commerce, when it comes to commerce, I'm a business owner. I've owned multiple businesses in my 23 years of business ownership. So I know how to delegate, I know how to hire, I know how to fire, I know how to get the right people to do things, right? With that being said, we have to start getting businesses in North Las Vegas where people can purchase a house with the money they're making. While we open up a warehouse where people getting paid minimum wage where they can't buy a house, where they can't even get an apartment. It doesn't make sense. You know, that's oxymoronic to bring certain jobs to where those jobs you can't pay for the medium income house. So we have to think differently, right? And change in general, doing these things together causes the change, right? And having somebody from North Las Vegas for North Las Vegas is the change. I have so many plans and ideas that I want to implement to the city, but I know how it works. You know, when you have new ideas and it's new, people get scared of new, right? But what I do know, when you start showing them the direction of it and you start showing victories for the community, everyone gets on board. And that's how we win battles, with showing what you could do, and that happens, and people buy into it because they see it's working.